The Chicago Bears have finally gotten it done per Adam Schefter. They have extended Kyler Gordon to a 3-year, $40 million deal with 31 million of it guaranteed. He's getting the bag. Pat the designer here, going to be joined by Jordan JC from the Windy City Breeze. Appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love to us. Hit that like button, subscribe to the page, leave a 5-star review, drop a bird down right now in the chat for this deal getting done. Jordan, I'm gonna go to you first, my guy. I love this deal. I think this is a great deal for the Chicago Bears overall. I mean, listen, you essentially make Kyler Gordon the top paid slot corner in the NFL right now, and I love the fact that Ryan Poles kind of waited until the Petries and the Carter the seconds got their deals done so that he could see the market that Kyler Gordon is in. What does a re-sign on a deal like this mean for the Chicago Bears?
Oh, man, first of all, I love that. I can wake up to breaking news like this. I was taking a nice nap, and this is the type of deal that gets you tingly because Kyler Gordon is a piece that will be here for the next 3 years to really impact this defense from multiple things, not just being a slot cornerback and being able to guard and defend against some of the better wide receivers or wide receiver 3s or 2s, which he can defend, but being that guy that kind of has a willingness to kind of get dirty and get in the trenches on run support, kind of wiggle his way through the line and get to the quarterback. I think he has a multifaceted game that will really take the defense far for the Bears. I love this signing. And as you mentioned, him being the highest paid, that shows you how much Ryan Poles trusts in this guy. This shows you the commitment that he has. He mentioned it before that he was trying to get a deal done with Kyler. He got it done. This is something that is going to make this defense a top defense. He is one of the players that I think will change this defense into a top defense going forward. And so, man, he hit it on the head with this one. 13.3 per year, I believe, for Gordon. And for context, it's highest paid slot, 21st highest paid cornerback overall. And so he's right up there in the mix with some of maybe even the cornerback ones contracts. The fact that, he's above some of even the cornerback ones on certain teams. That shows you how good he can be. 25 years old. I think that this is just the start. Ryan Poles, I believe, is going to be paying him for what he can do and what he potentially will be going forward for the Bears. So I love the deal.
No, listen, I thought this was a great deal for the Chicago Bears overall. I think the conversation, I mean, the one thing about the offseason that we heard, right? Dennis Allen shows up, he does his press conference, and he's like, I really like this guy. I think we can be versatile here. Love the linebacker room. Think we can add some things up front. Let me tell you about this Kyler Gordon guy right here. Like, he calls him out by name. And I love that, though, because it shows you that there's something that Kyler's putting on tape that Dennis Allen is excited to use. And you know what? Ryan Poles, give your guys the pieces that they need to get the job done. Dennis Allen clearly over the moon for Kyler Gordon this entire offseason. And anytime he's been brought up, you see that little twinkle in his eye of, I got some things planned. Hey, we're gonna have fun, as Ben Johnson said in the press conference, right? Like, those are the things to me that you utilize to build a good team. And listen, Kyler Gordon has just been a really good player for the Bears over his time here. I mean, 5 interceptions in totality in his time in the NFL, only 1.5 sacks. With the pressure that he has consistently created on the quarterback position, I think that's something that you can't overlook. And to me, it's something where if you talk about defense in how you're going to make this whole thing work, right? Having answers there. Now it just is on Grady Jarrett. It's on Dio Odangbo. It's on Javon Dexter, right? Those guys in the middle to create that pressure and allow these guys to go out there and do the job that we know that they can do. I love the fact that Kyler is going to be here for the long run. And I think this is one of those moves to me that signals, okay, Ryan Poles is now selecting the Bears that he knows he wants here for the future while still opening things up as far as, right, he gets the contract is up in 2028. Now it's 13.3 annually. We don't know how that falls per se in every situation here, because is it front loaded? Is it back loaded? We don't have that information just yet as we're recording this video. If it is maybe a little more front loaded, or again, he gets a ton of this in guarantees and $31 million in guarantees, right? Like, how do bonuses play out in this? Still structuring it really well if you're Ryan Poles contractually to have to pay Caleb Williams down the line. I love that too.
No, it all aligns, and they're doing a really good job of, like you said, the management with the contracts. One of the things you mentioned at the beginning, talking about Dennis Allen being a part of this staff now and kind of heading this defense. one thing that Ryan Post said while he was contemplating getting this deal done, or before he got the deal done, I should say, is how he would pair it with the scheme and what the new staff is going to be bringing here on defense. And one of the things I keep thinking about is no matter what the scheme is, you want players on the field that are just really good football players.
Yeah.
Kyler Gordon to me really kind of falls under that category of a football player. No matter what defense you're calling out, he is the type of player that can do his job. And we talk about even like falling into the draft. Do you want those blue chip prospects, best player available type players where you go up and get them like an Abdul Carter? Those are the type of players that game change no matter what defense they're in. I think Kyler Gordon has that ability. I think he's that special, and I think this is just kind of like the beginning of showing how special he is. And so, again, I think he will fit well with Dennis Allen. I love the pairing of coach to player with him, and we're going to see him take off, in my opinion.
Where do we go in the draft now? Because to me, this is we've talked about. Oh, you got to maybe you go sign another corner, or draft another corner, right? We've heard that a couple of times in a few different mocks. I don't think you're going the corner position now with Kyler Gordon locked up. With what we expect to see from Tyreek Stevenson, again, me and Yurko were talking about this on Friday. I'm not writing Tyreek off just yet. I know you're a little more down the road on Tyreek than I am, but possibly a bounce back here. But the conversation now is this a sign that, hey, what we heard from ESPN's Matt Miller on Thursday, I believe it was, where he said the Bears are possibly looking to trade back into this first round and get some of those defensive tackle pieces that could be there late. Is this more of a sign that, hey, maybe the Bears are focused more on defensive line than they are looking at other positions on this field?
That could possibly be the case. Now that you've signed a really good player in Kyler, now your focus is maybe just addressing the trenches just a little bit more. They've done a good job this offseason of doing just that, bringing in Grady Jarrett, bringing in Dio Adingbo, I should say, to kind of be versatile going in and outside on that line. But, if you want to kind of make the line a little bit more meatier and a little bit more bigger, yes, go ahead and get back into the first round. You have the picks now, I believe, to do that. You might have the freedom to do that because you've addressed so much on the defense now that, in my opinion, there's not as many gaping holes. There's not as many needs, right? So now you can draft for one. You can kind of get a little bit of a luxury pick. And so if you want to move back into the first round and give up that 39, that 41, that 72, maybe you have to I'm all that. Got eye on it, or I'm forgetting right now. Those defensive tackles might be there. If you want to take a project pick on a Shamar Sanders, those type of players will probably be there in the later. Shamar Stewart, I should say. Sorry, those type of players will be there as project picks in the first round that are very special and have good upside. And so, yeah, I'm all for that. If you don't want to keep all of your picks and you think that this is the year where everything is coming together, then do just that.
It's still taking a chance for me. I think this is a year where you can build a lot through the draft. But I mean, listen, it does open a lot of things up for you. This is a deal we expected to get done with the Kyler Gordon signing. Before we get up out of here, the one thing I do want to talk about is, right, is this a signal of again, I talk about the pieces that the Bears want to have here, the pieces that the Bears want to have as a part of their organization. The fact that Kyler Gordon gets done before the Jaquan Brisker deal, are we heading into a season here where Jaquan Brisker ends up possibly getting looked at in a Tevin Jenkins situation of, hey, you go into this season, you got to show us that you can play at least 15 games, that you can be healthy, that the concussion issues are not going to be problems? Because the one thing that Jason McKee said on this podcast, and I think it holds true, is you can do everything perfectly. When Kyler Gordon got hurt last year, when Jaquan Brisker got hurt last season, right? It was a heads-up tackle, head out of the way, trying to do everything perfectly, and you still get hit by the tight end helmet to helmet. That's what ends up causing a concussion for him and then ends up causing him to have some issues there. You can do everything perfect, and football doesn't care.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing right now where you re-sign Kyler Gordon, who's been banged up a little bit, but it hasn't been like major injuries. You get that deal done now. Are you heading into a season now where you're possibly looking at Jaquan Brisker on a prove-it deal, even though when he's healthy, when he's on the field, we know the kind of dominant player he can be?
I mean, honestly, Pat, that's just shrewd business. You love the player. You brought up Tevin Jenkins, who formerly now of the Bears, who went on to another team. you love what he brings to the table when he's on the field. They're both just gritty, aggressive players at the position, right? When Tevin Jenkins is healthy, he was one of the better guards in the entire NFL.
Yeah.
Jaquan Brisker is in that same breath as well when it comes to safeties. You know, he can do it all just as well, but he puts his body on the line, which I love for this team. However, it has come back to bite him a few times. So a few, stinged injuries, number of concussions now that can come back to really hurt you in the course of your career in the NFL. And so I think it's just safe on the safe side. Ryan Poles is playing the safe bet here. He's playing the long game and saying, you know what, if you can get to X amount of games this year and stay healthy, stay on the field while playing the same type of football that you've been playing for us, then yes, there's a path to you getting an extension. But if not, then unfortunately, business is business, right? We don't want to see Jaquan go. I personally, as a fan, don't want to see Jaquan go like they did with Tevin, but you have to do what's best for business.
Yeah, 100%. And I think right now they are doing what's best for business. The signing of Kyler Gordon is best for business, is best for Dennis Allen. Dennis Allen can sleep a little bit easier tonight, maybe knowing that Kyler Gordon has been locked up. JC, appreciate you coming on the show, man. As always, y'all can find JC Monday through Friday with me over on the Morning Breeze, over on the Windy City Breeze. Yes, and sir. I appreciate you guys for tuning in and showing love. Let us know how you guys feel in the comments below. I'll be down there talking with you as well. Do you like the signing of Kyler Gordon? Do you think this is a good deal for the Bears? Do you like the fact that they made him the highest paid slot corner in the NFL? Like I said, I'll be down in the comments talking with you guys as well. As always, man, for Jordan JC, it's your boy Pat the Designer. Back at it again. Y'all stay safe out there, Chicago. Bed down. One love. Peace.